clouds, and we're having a little bit of sunshine. How beautiful does this look? How good, how nice does Nuneaton look here? Look at this, it's excellent. It looks like one of them travel videos, doesn't it really? Come to Nuneaton. Okay, so look in here, he's realised he's in the wrong lane, moving over, but van. So, what do we think? Do we think that whose fault is that? Was his driving test in Nuneaton on the 4th of July 2024? You can tell it's the 4th of July because look how grey the skies are. You know, it will brighten up a bit later, but here we are. Present in the car is the learner and the examiner. I'm not in there. Sometimes I sit in the back of these tests, but wasn't able to today, on this day. And we're on Vernon's Lane, and we're coming away from the test centre here, and we're just going round the bend here into Beaumont Road. This is dash cam footage of a real driving test. Now, the reason you can't hear anything in the background is because I'm not allowed to publish the conversation between the learner and the examiner, and she's just asking him to show her how to turn on the dipped headlights, which is done, and there you go. And they're going to take the next left, and that's the only way out of Beaumont Road when you're travelling this way.
Turn left.
So now we can hear the SatNav, and we're going to follow the SatNav around for quite a good chunk of the test here. So we've turned left, and Countess Road usually quite clear.
At the end of the road, turn right, then at the end of the road,
so you can make a bit of progress along Countess Road.
Turn right, then at the end of the road,
so the SatNav has asked him to turn right and then right again, and that's going to take him from Countess Road into Earls Road, and then right again into Manor Park Road. Now, Earls Road, as we can see today, or on this day, there was cars parked on either side.
Turn right, then cross the roundabout.
Everything's turned
and
into
take the second
meters,
exit.
so we can just go to the end of the road there. Usually from here, you will need to just pause a little. Yeah, there you go, if it's busy. And he's had a good look both ways, decided to move on. That's fine. We're approaching the roundabout at the top of Queen's Road now, and it's a mini roundabout. It's always busy, always busy.
Cross the roundabout and take
when
the
you're
second
taking the
exit.
second exit here, you need to look up the hill at the line of traffic that's coming down toward the roundabout, trying to judge where they're going. So you're looking for a space or a blocker. There's a blocker. The taxi, is it a taxi? That's a blocker, and that meant that he could carry on, and that's very good. So he's used the blocker really well there. I'm going to go up and over the bridge.
After 200 yards, go left on the roundabout
so
and
the
take the
SatNav is
first
going to
exit.
get him to turn left into Greenmoor Road. So we're on Queen's Road at the moment, and then we'll turn left into Greenmoor Road. And
Go left on the roundabout
again, he'll be looking at the
first
line
exit.
of traffic there, trying to decide who's going straight ahead and seeing if there's a blocker. So that's 2 blockers he's used. That's very good. Just along here, there'll be a car that's parked kind of on the road, and he'll have to work his way around that. In fact, is it this one? Yes, this one is pulling up. So he's just going to ease off. He's going to move out. There's plenty of room there, but again, he's timed that. So yeah, so there you go. He timed that so that he moved out into the space rather than next to another car. So that's very good as well. So that's good timing, good forward planning, and actually that's what the test really is all about. When you've got control of the car properly and consistently and safely, then it's all about planning ahead and you know, approaching things in a kind of sensible and safe way. This is a hill, isn't it? In a few moments we'll hear the background noise go quiet again, because the examiner is going to ask him to pull in a part from the left so they can do a hill style. But first of all, as we come up to these bollards, you'll see people first of all trying to cross the road, and they'll wait in the middle. it's this one. Yeah, they'll wait in the middle, and because they're waiting at the central reservation there, that means he can just carry on. And there we go. So he's going to pull in and park on the left here, and they're going to do a hill start. Got past the bus stop, good. So they've pulled up, and now there'll be a few seconds while he just gets himself prepared for the hill start, set the gas and find the bite, and then he'll slowly release the handbrake. First of all, obviously he'll look over his shoulders, and he'll slowly release the handbrake, and if it's clear, he'll move on. And that's a very smart and very smooth hill start he's done there. So he's doing really well, isn't he? He's doing really well. He's used the blockers on the roundabouts. He's approached the parked car to leave him a space on the rest of the road, and that's a very nice hill start. So we're going well. It's going well, isn't it? It's going very, very well. And now we're coming up to the roundabout at the top of
Cross the roundabout and take the first
Road. He's
exit.
taken the first exit. Just now, just at this point, at the time that I'm recording this commentary, that roundabout's no longer there. They've dug it up and done something to it, but it's no longer there. I don't know if they've repainted it in since.
After 200 yards, go right on the roundabout
So
and
we're
take the
turning
third
right on the
exit.
roundabout. We're going to take the third exit. Already you can see that he's finding the lane. And he's found the lane very early. So another good
Go right on the roundabout and take the
good way
third
to
exit.
kind of plan his approach to the roundabout there. Found his lane really early. And there's a blocker, and he's used that. 3 blockers he's used is very, very good. Okay, he's sticking quite close to the island, which is good. And then he'll check his mirror, signal again, and he'll check his mirror again and move over. That mirror again, that second mirror again, is very, very, very important. That will be your lifesaver. Look, you need to make sure you do that.
After 300 yards, cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
Think of it in that way, where you're changing lanes, aren't you, on the roundabout from the inner lane.
Cross the roundabout
The inner lane
and
to
take
the
the
outer
second
lane
exit.
in order to get off the roundabout. But now we're just going to be in the left lane. He's going to take a nice route around there, not crossing the lines. Very, very good. We're on to Griff Way now, coming away from the hospital, and away we go. This is a 50 road, and you can see he's making some nice progress. There always will be something that overtakes you, so don't worry about that. But he's making good progress, and here you can see the speed has increased. And the SatNav is going to ask him to turn to take the third exit. So from here, that's Bedworth. And I spent all my time with people telling you to stay in this left lane if you're going to Bedworth from here, taking the third exit, because this is the lane that you need. Very often they'll just move over, or they'll end up not in the left lane but in the middle lane. So
After 400 yards, cross the roundabout and take the third
which is
exit.
Bedford Road, Bedworth Road, and he's gone into the. Is he going to stay in the left? No, he's gone into the middle lane. Okay, so you can use the middle lane or the left lane. The thing is, if you use
Cross the roundabout
the
and
middle
take
lane
the
for
third exit.
Bedworth, it means then that at some point you'll need to change lanes back over one to the left, which you'll see him do just as we get into the roundabout. I'd like to hear your opinions on this little incident, just to see if you think whether he'll have passed or if he'll have got a kind of serious fault at this point. The one in front of us is indicating, by the way. Please don't do that on the Griff roundabout. You don't need to. Okay, so looking here, he's realised he's in the wrong lane, moving over, but van. So, what do we think? Do we think that whose fault is that? Was he careful and let the van go first? We can see it now in slow motion. So was he careful, and was he just, what did he look in his mirrors, do you think? Did he let the van go through and then move over into the correct lane? Or did he just jump into the correct lane without looking. Well, we don't know if he looked or not from this video, but how do you think the examiner will have seen this incident? So I've slowed it down now. He's in one lane there, and he's kind of then going to move over. The van has come through. It's a taxi van, isn't it? It's come through, and away you go. And he has actually dropped behind that van. So how do you think that would have been seen?
Take the exit, then turn left.
I'm going to get back up to normal speed now, and we're going to turn left. This is Coventry Road. It's the B4113.
After 100 yards,
and here
turn
we have
left.
a little incident happening here, where the lorry has decided that it can't go down that road, and it will be because down there there's a weak bridge. On Gypsy Lane there's a weak bridge. So I think the lorry driver must have thought to himself, well, now I'm too heavy for the weak bridge, so I'll have to go somewhere else. And what our hero, I'm going to call him Matey, what Matey's done is he's just held back, allowed things to clear, and then he's made progress into Gypsy Lane. And actually, by holding back and letting things clear there, he has kind of dealt with that as well, also very nicely. Sometimes that's all you can do, isn't it? You can just wait, let the road clear, and then carry on. So very good. Definitely no faults there, and definitely dealt with that brilliantly. So just down the road, so just along Gypsy Lane here, this is a 60-mile-an-hour road, as we can see from the symbol at the top of the page. A 60-mile-an-hour road. He can't really do 60 because the van in front of him isn't doing that speed. But what he is doing quite cleverly is keeping a nice space in front of the car, so that if he needs to react or respond to anything that's ahead, he can easily do that. As we come along here, this is a quicker part of this road, but just around the bend, you'll see that the speed limit will change again, and it'll change again. It'll go back down to 40, where they've started to build new houses. And here's where it changes. So that's a new thing on Gypsy Lane. Since they've built all these new builds along here, that's a new thing. And this roundabout is a new thing as well. And that's why, again, the background noise has fallen away, because the examiner is saying to him, yeah, don't worry about this roundabout. There's, the SatNav doesn't know about it. It's a new one. So it's the second exit, and away we go. And you'll hear the SatNav and the background noise kick in again soon. They're having quite a long chat between each other at this point about how experienced the examiner is, which I thought was a bit cheeky. But there you go, she didn't seem to mind.
After 300 yards, cross the roundabout and take the second
we're going
exit.
to cross the roundabout, taking the second exit. So this is Gypsy Lane. We've come all the way to the top of Gypsy Lane here. We'll come to the roundabout, and again you'll see the speed limit will go from 40 now, back down.
Cross the roundabout
Back
and
down
take
to
the second
30.
exit.
Yeah, bless you. And in we go. So this is still Gypsy Lane, and it's quite a long road. We're going to go up and over I think it's a railway bridge actually. We're going to go up and over the railway bridge and down into where the houses start again. And there'll be a mini roundabout, and then there'll be some speed bumps, and then there'll be a Y junction. Now these Y junctions crop up a lot. There's quite a few of them in Nuneaton. I don't know if there's many where you are at the moment, but there's quite a few in Nuneaton. You have to be very, very careful with them. There's one near Aldi, the old Aldi. There's one near there. Here's the mini roundabout, and this is Whitestones, and there's one near, and there's one here in Whitestones as well, and there are others about as well. So we're going over the speed bump. Now the thing about Y junctions is you must, as you approach the give way lines, you must slow right down, look over your shoulder, over your right shoulder, to see if it's, in this case right shoulder, to see if it's clear before you cross the give way lines. And we don't see him slow down very much, but he's already going quite slow. And actually from this one you can see from quite a long way back whether it's going to be clear or not. See how the road all opens out, and the two vehicles in front of us are at the kind of Y junction giveaway lines. Well, not quite, but about now, and we're approaching those as well. So he's had a good look and he's moved over. You will have to take my word for that, because he got no faults on there on that particular one. Now just around here there's a double roundabout, and the examiner's explaining to him that the SatNav doesn't really explain the double roundabout very well, but she's going to go ahead at the first one and left at the second one. So it'll be first exit, second exit. And if you know your Nuneaton very well, you'll know that this is Bulkington Lane, and it's right at the top of Lutterworth Road. So we're just moving into it now. There's two roundabouts. Always treat these as separate entities. So do the first one, deal with that, and then the second one, and deal with that, and then off you come. And it's fitted into the traffic really quite nicely there. She's going to enter Golf Drive. The one in front has just pulled up. Our hero, matey there, he's slowed right down. He's found the space, and away you go. So again, very nice timing, very nice forward planning, and he's doing really, really well. In a few moments, she's going to ask him to pull in and park on the right-hand side of the road so they can do their reversing manoeuvre. And you'll see him move over in a few seconds. There he goes. So with this reversing manoeuvre, you just have to go back a couple of car lengths, don't you? Just a couple of car lengths, and then stop and drive on again. The important things to remember here are control and shoulders. You must keep looking over your shoulders. You must look along the road at the front and at the back, and at the path where the pedestrians are. And if there's anything moving towards the car, you must just stop, let them go, and then carry on after. So we're going at a very nice slow pace moving back now. Take it from me, he is looking around, and he's keeping a nice straight line as well. And he actually asks her at the end, is that far enough? And she says, yes, thank you very much. Drive on when you're ready. And that's what they're going to do now. So he's looking there, wasn't he? No cars came along ahead or from behind. But now he's going to wait for this one to go, and then he's going to start to move on. Whitestones is a very nice area of Nuneaton, and Nuneaton seems to have a bad reputation, and I don't know why, because it's a lovely place, and there's lots of places like this, and I don't know why it has such a bad reputation, but everyone seems to think that it does. But anyway, here we go. We're just going to follow. This is Golf Drive, pun on words, Golf Drive.
After 200 yards, turn left, then
now the
you
thing
have
about
reached
this
your
next
destination.
left turn is they've changed the priorities, and the turn is right on the bend, so you won't see it until quite late. So now you see it. Now you see the left turn at junction.
Turn left, then you have
And you
reached
see
your
it very,
destination.
very late. So if you'd not stopped on Golf Drive and was just carrying along, then that might have caught him out. So actually that manoeuvre did him a little favour as well there, didn't it? And again, at some point she's going to ask him to pull in and park along here. Because we're coming to the end of the SatNav, and she'll take over with her directions and instructions. Around Shakespeare Drive, it's very, very kind of bendy. So there's a red car parked ahead of us, and she's going to ask him to pull in and park just short of that red car, about a car's length away. And this is going to be an angled start. And it's an angled start on a hill as well, you'll notice. There you go. So he stopped. He could be a bit closer, I think, to do this, but she was quite happy with this distance, and now he's going to pull away again. So it's on a bit of a hill, so that's the kind of double jeopardy. Let's see if he rolls back. No, he didn't roll back. Very, very, very nice, and he's got well away from the post office van there as well, isn't he? So very, very good. So far so good, I think. So what do you think? Do you think he's passed? Do you think he's failed? Where do you think his faults are? You know, from my commentary, you'd think he was perfect, wouldn't you? But there has been a couple. So, oh, and there might have been one as well. No, he's slowed right down. He's let the postie cross. And now they're going to turn left here at the end of Shakespeare Drive, and it should ask him to pull in and park on the left, which they always do here on Wentworth Drive. So I've had a few people on this particular test route quite recently, and they always seem to pull in and park just here, and then they'll pull off and they'll take the second road on the right. So the first one is the one opposite, if you can see on the screen. There's that one, and people don't count that one for some reason and kind of go careering past this next one, but this is the next right, and this is where we'll be going. There's no road marking, so on our road anyway, so important to keep position and then go at a right angle into this Willow Fields road as well. It's not a very long one, and at the end they're going to turn right again. So this is a roundabout, but it's also at the end of the road. Got to be quite careful as you come out here. And this is Crow Hill Road then, so we've turned right onto Crow Hill Road. And well, the thing about this Crow Hill Road is that there's lots of kind of street furniture, I suppose you could call it. We've got speed bumps and cycle lanes. That's the first things already. Speed bumps, cycle lanes. There's going to be roundabouts. There's going to be chicanes. Here's a chicane. That's what they call these things. That's it. And around we go. And there's going to be roundabouts as well. So there's lots of things to kind of make the traffic just slow down a little bit. And I think the reason they've done that on this particular road is because A, it's a busy road, and B, it's a kind of a shortcut in between Whitestones where we were and this other area of Nuneaton, which I can't remember the name of. Oh, I can, Attleborough. There you go. So between those two areas really. And it's a well-used road, so I suppose that the way they've got everyone to just take their time a bit is to put all these things on the road there. Always making sure you approach the mini roundabouts with a little bit of caution. Look to your right, make sure it's clear, and away you go. That's exactly what he's done here. This is a zebra crossing, so we'll need to look either side to see if anyone's walking towards it. Today there's not, and over he goes, and that's a speed bump as well. So double whammy on that one. And at the end, she's going to ask him to turn left. So you won't hear any background noise now because the examiner is speaking and she's telling showing the pupil, matey, where to go. And around we come there. So now this is Eastborough Road. This is a 30-mile-an-hour section of Eastborough Road. There are parts of it that are 40, but this section is 30. So that's fine. He's going up and over this railway bridge again, so he's further down the line there, isn't he? From where he was in Whitestones on Gypsy Lane. And now he's going over, it's down quite a steep hill. As you get around the bend, you'll see a sign for a roundabout, and she's asking him to turn right at the roundabout, taking the third exit and she's giving him lots of clues as to where it is. So he's going to brake, he's going to get down to second gear, he's going to look for a space or a blocker. There's a space, he's eased himself in. He's stuck close to the island, so he's in the right-hand lane. He's indicating for left. Now he's going to check his mirror, indicating for left now, and then he's going to move off having checked his mirror. I kind of got myself a bit mixed up there, didn't I? So he's indicating right, then he was indicating left. Okay, so now we're on Highfield Road, and actually we can see that the sun has managed to creep through the clouds, and we're having a little bit of sunshine. How beautiful does this look? How good, how nice does Nuneaton look here? Look at this, it's excellent. It looks like one of them travel videos, doesn't it really? Come to Nuneaton. As we come around the bend here, we'll be coming on to a restaurant which has recently changed its name. It was the Fuzzy Duck and now it's Alfie's, and I can't remember exactly when it changed, but there's no sign on it now, so it must have been at that time it was in its kind of refurbishment stage. Not forgetting it's the 7th of July, and this is a real test with dashcam footage. Coming up to the roundabout here where this Nissa shop is, and again he's slowing right down. Have a good look to your right, it seems all clear, and away you go. There's a few speed bumps here. Now I like to get people to drive over the speed bumps in my little car called Stubby to about 10 miles an hour, and he's going a bit quick over these ones. He slowed down a bit there. There's another one opposite this bridge, and let's see if he slows down a little bit for that one as well. Doesn't look like it at the moment. Not really. There's no real rule to drive over at 10 miles an hour. It's just it's nice for my car. Car killers, these speed bumps. Someone outlaw them, please. Okay, anyway, we're going to get down to the roundabout at the end of this road. Going to get down to the roundabout. Just going to ask him to turn right at the roundabout. So again, we've turned right at quite a few roundabouts, haven't we? And one of the things they're looking for is your lifesaver look. So please make sure you do that. Just when you get to the exit before the one you want, check your mirrors, signal, and check the mirror again. So he's going to do that. He's indicating right. He's checked his mirrors, indicate for left. Check your mirror again, your left door mirror, and then move off. You're looking for anyone that wants to cut you up on the inside, which will happen at some point. That will happen. I've put Back Street here. I actually think this is called something else, this street, as you go past the Courts of Justice. It might be Jubilee Way. I'm not sure, but I swear it was Back Street. Anyway, we're going to be turning left soon at the traffic lights along here. We're going to be turning left at these lights, just coming in behind the taxi, and he's found a nice space. He's keeping a nice space in front of the car there. Just going to get ready so that when the light goes to amber, you can slowly put the handbrake down and then move kind of with the taxi and go round to the left into Leicester Road. And this is very short road, and then it's going to turn right at these traffic lights there. Now as well, it's facing down the hill, quite a reasonably steep hill really. Can't really see it on the video, can you, whether it's such a steep hill or not. But there it is. Again, look at the weather is looking very nice, isn't it, still here? 4th of July. Looking very nice there. And again, he'll be getting ready so that when the amber light comes on, he can slowly release the handbrake and then just move forward. Around you go. Now, important here as you turn into here, it's a one-way street. There's 2 lanes, and he's moved himself into directly, hopefully, yep, into the left-hand lane. So very, very good there. Very, very good. And she's saying to turn left at the traffic lights here. Actually, in this lane, you can only go left. You can't go any other way. So he's just going to pull up at the lights there, which is a bit odd, isn't it? Because you know, turn left at the lights, take the next left. She said something like that. And, you know, it's kind of, you can only go that way anyway. But anyway, there you go. See on the sign it says through traffic, bus station, taxi rank. It's down that way. It's bringing us down to the Asda roundabouts, I call them. Anyway, the Asda roundabouts. Not roundabouts. Yeah, the Asda roundabout. And before and after that, there's a crossing. And this crossing invariably is on red. So just by Asda here, this one's on red. And the one that's opposite the roundabout there is more often on red than this one. So as you're moving in here, you should expect these two crossings to be on red, and then you'll have, you'll be able to kind of plan your approach to them. And again, this one has turned red as well. And it's because on one side is where all the shops are, and on the other side there's two big car parks, and that's why there's lots of people crossing here. And that crossing causes the traffic queue on the opposite side of the road, and it does that nearly every day. So that one's on red a lot. As we're coming up to the roundabout here, we're going to follow the road ahead, and you can see he's going to get himself into the centre lane, which is the lane for going straight ahead. The roundabout seems very clear, so he's just moving in. And on the left hand lane there's a bus stopped, so now he's going to have to find his way around that bus. Or is he? No, the bus has moved on, but she's going to ask him to take the next right, to turn right at the traffic lights, not these ones but the next set. And you can see the bus is pulling up, so now he's going around it. And if he's got any sense, he'll just stay in this right hand lane, because he's going to turn right later anyway, and it's not very far. And you can see the arrow on the road is telling him to be in this lane to turn right as well. And that's what he's doing. He's just going to join the back of the queue here. And this is the road that takes you back into Queen's Road. So the lights have gone back to green, and now he's just moving forward. What do you think? Do you think he'll get through these lights first time, or do you think he'll have to wait for them to change and go back to red and then green again? They seem to be on green for quite a while at the moment, so it could be that he'll get through. Let's just see. There are people crossing, which would suggest that our lights are about to turn red. Let's see. No, we have a green arrow, and we're going to go through. Actually, that let quite a lot of people through that time, didn't it? That one there. Back into Queen's Road, and we'll see the speed limit change just around about here from 30 back down to 20. See the sign for it there, and it's a 20-mile-an-hour zone as you go past Lidl's on your right and along Queen's Road. Now the thing about Queen's Road is it's always quite busy, quite a lot of people milling around, lots of pedestrians, as we can see today. In fact, there's usually quite a lot more. There's always a little bit of traffic, and you always have to stop, and you have to kind of, keep the junction on the left clear. And there you go. That's a nice bit of karma for us. We've let the blue car out, so we're building up a lot of good karma. Which is always important in life, I think. And anyway, we're going to carry on along here. The speed limit does change back to 30 just along here, and it's just outside Cooper's Calf, which is on the right as we're looking. So we'll go past the blue building here. It does change back to 30 just after. There's Cooper's Calf, but you can't really get your speed back up, can you? Because look how narrow it is, caused by the lorry and the skip, which seems to be permanently there, and more vans and things parked. So difficult to get up to the 30, and then you're nearly at the end of it. And she's asking him to turn right at the roundabout, and she's saying it's the little road that goes up by the side of Sainsbury's, and that's where we're going to go next. That'll be back into Beaumont Road. Again, we're looking for the blocker. The blue car there is a blocker. That's brilliant. Good. That's flowed nicely into there. That road was closed that day, even though we came out of it the other way. Now then, as we're in Beaumont Road and we're on our way back, you know that you're in the penultimate road, the last but one road before you get to the back to the driving test. And they've started to do this now. You watch what happens here. They've started to do this. Pull in and park on the left. So it's like you're at the end of your test. And it could be, I think, what they're doing, it could be that your concentration dips a bit. And actually, by doing this, it can bring your concentration back up to where it should be. And I'm not sure whether that's the reason they do that, but they do that a lot on this Beaumont Road coming back toward the driving test centre. So that's worth knowing. If you're practicing around this area, practice that, because it'll probably happen on your test where you'll pull in there and then pull off again. So as we come along here, we're going to go back to where the green fences are, and that's the bend in the road that takes us back into Vernon's Lane. Along Vernon's Lane, at some point it'll change back to 20, just where these giveaway lines are. You need to look through the space to see if there's any cars coming. Today there isn't anything oncoming, so we're good. We're going through there, and now she's asking him to pull in and park, or she will do in a few seconds. Pull in and park on the left, and she'll give the result of the test. What do you think the result was? Did he pass? Did he fail? If he failed, what did he fail on? What do you think of his overall drive? I think it was brilliant, personally, but you might have a different opinion. Did he pass? Did he fail? Well, you can let me know, but I'll see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.